So inside the dashboard here, on your left-hand side, you have dashboard, campaigns, your main settings. So like, do you want it to start up, never show notifications? The thread piece is where it's at. So based upon how many proxies you have in there, this is how I would set the thread count. So if you have rotating or whatever, however many ports. So if we're using 5 or 10, put that in there. This is very important, I've realized. Also assign to different campaigns. So I want to assign a proxy per campaign. I've tried both. This is the setting that I like. We'll go into the dashboard, or we'll go into campaigns. And as you can see, there's search engine. So search engine, you have a couple opportunities here. Google, Bing, whatever you want. How I like to do it. All right, so let's just go inside of here. What would be a good one that we could do together? Let me just pull one, because if we're going to do it, might as well do it, right? Just pull one briefly. Not GSA. I'm not interested in that. Let's go for, SEO testing group. All right, so the first test that we're going to do here, or what I'm going to show, is I'm going to set it up to do a search within Google. So it'll be an active click campaign, and I'll just walk through the entire process. So you're going to name it. This is the name for you. User agent. So, desktop, mobile, tablet. I would base this upon the proxies. I've tested this now. It definitely makes a difference. Like if you have residential and you're using a mobile browser, I had crap results. But if you switch it, it does very, very well. If you have residential rotating, only use desktop. This makes a significant difference. Number of visitors, you can gauge this if you want. Tags, that's an internal piece. Delay between campaigns. So this is when they start and stop. So if you want to have some type of delay, by all means. Now I want this to be really long. So 6, 12, 18, 24 is 300. Yep. And then we'll do 360. So we'll even put 5 minutes in between. Better yet, let's do 10 minutes. Okay. Multi-threading, again, that goes back to the proxy settings. Fine, browser profile. So if you had a profile and you wanted to utilize it, this is another feature of this tool. Like logged in profiles, you're building up the actual account. But for this instance, I'm not interested in that. Log the activities just so you can see it at the dashboard, but it will take up file folder space, your app data you need to clean out. It definitely takes up resources. Blocking resources is unnatural. However, when using mobile proxies, images are very resource heavy. But start minimize, that's fine. Scroll, yes, we want that on. And then we'll go to the next step. So inside of here is where you'll choose proxy or proxy. We're going to go here. You're going to pick the IP port password or however your stuff is set up. Go to auto. I'm going to be using SOX mobile proxies, but I already have a form for this. It has to be loaded in using a text document. All right, that's how it works for import. So I'm looking for, all right, next step. Well, we could create the campaign. Okay, you have to add it first. Okay, this is going to be the third step. See down here, there's 1, 2, 3. So this is the, the threads. What are we doing? Is it search? Is it this or that? This right here is that piece that we just did for the proxies. And now we're going to create the actual task. So Google web results, that's what we're looking to do. Primary key term or key terms in this case is going to be SEO testing group. We'll see. Now when we're putting in variations, you just press enter or add a comma and it will create this for you. All right, bang, 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 bang. That's 2, 4, 6. Okay, so now SEO Mastermind, SEO testing, SEO Mastermind, SEO tests, SEO Mastermind, SEO test group. All right, I won't bore you to death. This should be enough. That's 2, 4, 6. That's 8. Mastermind.org. SEO. Perfect. Okay. Website and/or page. So this here is what's the target. You could put a individual page, but based upon what's going to show up in the SERP, it'll drive a click. There's ways to negate this so it only hits what you want, and I'll share those, or you can just add the actual page. But when you're doing variations of keywords, which is what you should be doing, different pages might show up. What we're going to do here is we're going to put in just the base or the root domain. All right, so English mode, we're going to go advanced. Clicking chance. I would be mindful with this. It's completely up to you, but we probably want to have always like some type of odd number, like 73%, because if we're doing these, we'll still catch the impression, which we know is helpful. Then our clicking chance is 73%. This is never, ever, ever put a even number. It's just highly unlikely. So browse result pages, 1 to 3. We're going to do 1 to 2. This will cut down on resource for your system. So like how many paginated Google pages do you want to go to? The searches we're doing, it'll never make it past 2. should just be on the first page. Use Google account. If you can log in. Delay on the main web page. So this is where we want it. This is what we want. Scroll, yes. Any type of action we want. How many seconds should IP visit other sub page? Okay, so this is going to be the section that I just talked about before. Once it lands on the actual page, in order to count CTR, it has to go to another page, at least in analytics. Now, we know Google's using other APIs to information on websites, but if we want to be able to see it on our side using Google tools, there has to be a click. So with that being said, we're going to go to this right here. We're going to give them 180 to 300. This should be massive, insane session time, which is that's what we're testing here. How many pages should the bot visit in each session? 2 to 4 is good. What's the bounce rate that you want? 0. I want it to go. Which links do you want the bot to click on? Internal links, right? So this is internal pages on our website. GPS simulation. I'll go ahead and show you this, even though we're not going to utilize it. You can put longes and lads in here. And what's really great about this tool is, finding the longes and lads for an area can be a pain. Yes, there's ways to do it, but what's cool about this, so you can actually hit all areas. So if I click on this right here and say I want to hit, here, I'll show you. So here's how it works. If I go inside of here, see where those dots, I'll make it big so you can see the dots. See the dots on the outside? That's the longe and lad, okay? So each dot is a longitude and latitude. So always remember that. I had to ask him about this. Like, how does this work? Because it didn't make sense to me, right? Because I was going to the center point and I'm like, dude, it's not working. And he's like, nah, it's the dots. So wherever those dots are, those are longe and lads that you're going to create. I forget what the count is. You can count them if you want. But what you can do is this. Say if you really want to whack an area, you drop your piece down and then you start stacking those little babies up like this. And that way we're hitting multiple, right? And this is going to spoof each search. Hopefully that makes sense. But what's that? And what's the other piece? Oh, if you don't want to use that tool, for me, it's easier for me to click and drag. Just as a secondary reference point, if you look up longitude and latitudes for counties, it's readily available. There's a site online, I think it's like gpslongeandlad.com or something weird like this. For $9.99, you have unlimited forever, and whatever county you want, it'll give you every longe and lad, and then boom, you're done. You have the opportunity to go crazy with that, especially if you're local. So advanced functionalities here, I'll show you these really quick. It primarily has to do with, okay, since I don't have anything loaded in here, it's not going to show it. It's really just the rotation of your account is really the functionalities that will be talked about here. For this video, it's not relevant. So we're going to go ahead and add that task. And now that we've added the task, we can create a campaign around that task. Now those settings, if you wanted to use the same setup, but change out keywords, you can use the same settings, same thing over again, and then just change out whatever small details. Or you can start all over again, completely up to you. Now let's go through the, well, I guess, I don't know if it's relevant to showcase the direct. Search traffic means we're initiating the initial click or the initial search on Google. We're looking to influence Google specifically. Direct traffic, the only value I see is, how there are a magnitude of link providers and they'll showcase data. I could see this to influence overall performance or performance numbers for internal metrics. That's one piece. Another one is direct traffic is excellent for, so I guess it would be helpful for me to show you. Let's go ahead and do this now. This will be a impression campaign, SEO testing group started on number 70.org. This is just notes for me. Long session. So this is the very long session time. And then the next one is we're going to do impressions for brand only. So here's what we're going to do. Again, we're going to do this as mobile. That's what we're using. Visitors, that's perfectly fine. Delay. Generally, you'd want to spike this up, but we'll just do a quarter of a second to just do a minute to 2 because I have other campaigns. Multi-threading, that's fine. Browser, nope. Log all activities, that's fine. Scroll, we don't need scroll. All right, next. IP port, this is all good. Go to import, right? We'll go to auto just to let it sort, but they're mobile dedicated proxies. They're socks mobile dedicated proxies is what they are. All right. So you saw that there. You have to make sure that whatever the feeding parameters are, like the format, make sure that it matches, because if it doesn't, it says, oh, there's an error, even though that's not the case. How could it be? All right, next we're going to add our task. So we are doing impressions for a brand. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to come on out here. I think we can do something here. So the brand is SEO testers. I want to run impressions. Let's switch this up. Let me think. What is that gent's name? Help him. What's his name? I guess we could just, damn, I wish I knew his name. We'll just do the guy in Long Island. How about this guy's cool? Work together anymore. Let's see if we can pressure wash Long Island. I think that's the copy link address. So let's run impressions for this. All right. So since we're doing direct, this is search query equals .com to F. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this URL. So we're initiating a search based on the actual name. Somebody went to Google and typed in their actual URL. So this is a impression. Somebody's looking for their brand. This will be counted into the system. No question. All right. But it's a direct search. So it has to be a direct URL. Use whatever you want. But for this particular instance, this is what we're looking. So I also want to do, now you can just type these out. I don't want to. So I'm going to do it this way. And then lastly, okay. And then if I do, let me just make sure. Yep. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're running impressions based on the name. Pressure washing Long Island. Okay. So this is perfectly fine. So pressure washer Long Island. And then here we'll do NY. Control V. We're going to add New York. All right. And that should be good enough. Come on there, Sparky. And 2, we're going to just call it a day. So this will be impressions. Just as an example, since I'm going to break this out into a video, I'll give you one more example as if you were going to do a impression for, say, a directional request for maps. Come over here to maps, and then here's what I would do. So it's pressure wash Long Island. We know this is the guy. So we come over here and we're going to say, hey, we want directions. Well, what kind of direction? Well, let's do Long Island, New York to my guy. So now we have a directional request. So what we want, we're going to grab this, Control C, Control V. We have this, yada, 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 equals, so all I did is now it's initiating that search. Somebody's looking for directions from Long Island to my guy. Now, for some reason, didn't take why. Put it into numerous. Interesting. Okay, then. It does not like that at all. That's how you would do it, but not with this tool. Next here, website page URL. So much pain, Chris. Oh, so much pain. I'm not redoing it. I'm going to grab one. I don't know why or how that switched over. That's big pain. I just noticed it now. Mother trucker. Oh, well, let's move on. Let's, pressure washer. Let's go for the head term. Washing Long Island. Let's run impressions on this. So you have to make sure, I don't know what I clicked, but it must have swapped somewhere in there, but it has to be on direct traffic, obviously. Put that in here. Here's our pager URL. This is what I want. And then I need this right here. Direct traffic. I need it to go. Ay, caramba. Okay. Either way, delay on the main page. It's an impression. So we want relatively quick. We can do, scroll. It might count the scroll. I think I only need, all right, visit other websites. GPS, Oyster Bay, there's money over here. Why did it, that's intriguing. Okay, that could be, by the time you guys see this, it could be one patch away. There's usually a list. So that's interesting. That's probably an error of some sort. That is what it is. Advanced functions. Profile name, we already talked about that. Add task. This should be good to go. All right, we'll wrap up the very last one, which is going to be maps, right? So here, we'll just go here. The maps testing. Let's stick with mobile. Number of visits, delay, multi, yeah. Log all activities, sure. Start, minimized, yep. Scroll, yes. Schedule, no. We've done this a few times now, so we should be on it. But now see how there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types? So we're going to go to maps now. So now inside of here, we want to be selective here. So let's go over here. Let me think to myself. I do this for that won't get, can I run a test on that won't get mad? I'm going to have to pull a donor. So King Dundada, because I'm already running impressions here and I can't cross-reference, or I would use this. Another really good one. How about, let's do a car accident lawyer in New Orleans. Leans. Lea and new one up or not. Thought he would have one in here. Accident lawyer, Batten, ROUG. Dak has one over here, if I'm not mistaken. How about personal injury lawyer, truck accident lawyer. What's the other one? Harrisburg, Carbondale, Scranton, Allentown. Oh, and wow, stayed with Chris. All right, so I have so primary key term is going to be, let's just hammer that one. Accident. So we're just going down here. There's regular and fast or advanced, where we'll have more actions to perform. So this is where you'll have multiple ways to interact with the profile. Last time I was here, I think there was 4, but there could be more. Click on site, click reviews, check information, direction route, and bookmark. Direction route, check information. I'm doing all even numbers. Add new action. So I'm gonna interact with the profile. We'll do 300 to 360, and then website reviews information. This one I want to be careful with. I'm not messing with that. So we've set that up. Actions to perform. We have our list. Clicking chance. So the probability that it will interact. Browse result pages, 1 to 2. Speed, slow it down. Google account, not in this case. Delay on the main page. In order for enough kilobytes to load, we need at least 16 seconds. So minimum is always 16 seconds here, no matter what. Unless you're on some crazy, like, need at least 16 seconds is your number. Scroll, visit other web pages. So how many seconds should IP visit other web pages? How many pages should the bot visit in each session? See, I don't want it to do that. I want it just to interact with the profile and see if we could get a lift based on truck and trucking keywords. GPS simulation. Now, I do want I just want the, it's just going to give me individual. I don't want to waste too much time. I just want to get through this because I have 7 more minutes before we're done. I have them for Florida, but I don't have any for here. For sake of time, I was hoping to stack them up in here, but for sake of time, we'll just come in here. Chris, why do you always want to do that? Why don't you always just got to click on the center point, dude? That's all you got to do, man. It's actually quite simple. I'm just taking a little extra time here because of who it is. What the heck is up with this? I wonder if he knows something I don't. What happened to the list? I'll let it rock. Advanced functionalities. Well, we don't have those. Is it create camp? Go to campaigns. Yes. We did everything, right? Okay, my little dashy here. All right. And then we can turn just like this. And that's it. I think I went through each of the different types. I went through the maps, I went through direct, and I went through search. Now there's a magnitude of different searches, but that's the brief overview of awesome traffic and the different types of traffic that you can send with it. Hopefully this helps.